So, ladies and gentlemen, in the video you're about to see, I'm going to be reviewing Red 1. However, I was supposed to make it very unique and dress up as the Grinch with a green screen that I usually use in the back for my movie reviews, and I didn't think to myself that maybe the Grinch costume could possibly mess up the green screen, and what do you know? It did mess up the green screen where my costume, you can't see it at all, so yeah, I ended up deciding I'm just gonna have the video with no green screen effects in the background. So I'll have the green screen there, and then you guys will see my Grinch costume. So unfortunately, no background effects today, but then again, kind of fits because, you know, the Grinch always does usually have, like, a unique background, so, and it's green, so maybe it could fit, you know, but sorry about this, guys, and I'll try to just dress up as Santa Claus in the next Christmas movie review I have, so, yeah, anyways, let's get into the review!
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man's Toxic. Oh, wait, no, not Toxic, actually. It is your boy, your man's Grinch 331. Back at it with another review. And Sunday, I was able to check out the new Christmas movie, Red 1, in theaters. But before we get into actual beginning of the video, what's up, guys? Don't forget to subscribe to the music channel. Please, number one, tap the blue screen. Number two, also maybe help with the YouTube backers and recommend video to more people, and maybe they could join the Grinch fan. But with that being said, guys, also do feel free to comment your thoughts on Red 1 down below. And, let's get right into it. And before we get right into it, let's give a quick plot synopsis, shall we? So, transition and choose, Amia.
When a villain kidnaps Santa Claus from the North Pole, an ELF, extremely large and formidable operative, joins forces with the world's most accomplished tracker to find him and save Christmas.
Alrighty, well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Grinch went into the Red 1 kinda with very, very low expectations, because more Christmas movies nowadays, let's be honest, they don't live up to movies like mine. It had The Rock, Chris Evans, and then I also heard a little bit later on the big budget, which, this movie was made for $250 million. That is absolutely insane budget. And, well, let's just get to the actual review itself, shall we? Alright, so starting off with the good. We always start off with the good here, for our Grinch reviews. Alright. It is entertaining. If you want another Christmas movie to be added to your Christmas yearly watch-alongs, it is just pure entertainment with everything that goes on throughout the whole entire movie's runtime. So, you know, it's a little fun. Okay, another one, the design for Krampus, and we all saw it in the trailers.
But when you see him in this movie, he looks really, really good, and you can tell that most of the budget went into the costume.
So yeah, I think that's why the movie was very expensive to make, was because of the makeups and prosthetics work for Krampus. Because I thought the prosthetics work was quite impressive. So big thumbs up for me. And also the final good thing I have in here, it actually acknowledges the type of movie it is. It is one of those movies where it acknowledges it's really ridiculous and maybe sometimes makes fun, realizes how bad it is, and it has a fun time with the actual concept itself. Alright, so that is all good out of the way. Now let's move on to the next section. In the mixed section, I have the acting, which The Rock, he's always played the same character in the movies he's played, and there's no difference here, unfortunately. He plays the exact same character as he has in past movies before this. Chris Evans, probably the one actor, and J.K. Simmons. I would say those two are probably the best actors in the movie. J.K. Simmons, you don't really get most of, even though he is probably the best actor in this. You don't get really a whole lot of him. Chris Evans, this is like one of the few movies that I've seen with him where he actually brings out his Boston accent, so that kind of has like a little charm to it where he's just making remarks with his Boston accent. So that's kind of funny. But there's also the Rock felt like also he didn't really care about the movie. I don't know. Maybe he did, or maybe he just wanted to play the same character again. And then Lucy Liu, don't get me wrong, I love her as an actress, but I don't think she cares doing this movie at all, to be honest, throughout the whole entire time she's in it, which that's not a lot. That's not a lot, I will admit. So, acting, 50-50. Alright, another one is the humor. I think there's some moments you'll laugh at it, and then there's some moments that you don't. For example, I think there's some moments where you'll laugh where you're like, oh, the dialogue in here is pretty bad, but it's pretty funny, I guess.
Are you telling me this clown is a level 4 naughty lister? A level 4 naughty lister? Oh, is that funny too?
And also, like, I don't know. There's also moments where, like, they intentionally try to make you laugh, and sometimes it works, and then sometimes it doesn't work. So, another mix, the story in here, which it feels as if
It is reminiscent of something, maybe, but it is something that we haven't seen before, while also sprinkling in elements that we have seen before from other movies.
So, yeah, there's that. Another mix I have is the villain, which there's a certain charm to her that because she's played by an actress that I've seen in a couple of stuff, and I like her overall as an actress, and I think she does act good. It's just, she's a generic Christmas movie villain. That's all I'll say. Yeah, but there's aspects of her that I was going like, oh, that's cool. And then she's also kind of generic at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Another mix, the action. The action's alright in this. I think the final, like, there's a sequence in the movie, all I'll say, no spoilers here, is Chris Evans is in an apartment with all Santa's little helpers, and there's a fight scene that goes on. I think that fight sequence was cool. Everything else was kind of generic and formulaic. And also the snowman fight scene that you see in the trailers was also kind of fun. So, I almost went to a Christmas tune. Have a holly jolly Christmas. No, okay. Alright, now we unfortunately move on to the bad. The CGI and green screen. Man, oh man, the CGI and green screen was pretty bad in this one. There are moments where the CGI was pretty decent, but overall, the big thing with this movie, the big issue, is the green screen. The green screen was absolutely terrible, and it's so shocking how bad it is, because the movie was made for $250 million, which is just... and... yeah, it didn't look good. Another bad, the dialogue. It's not a really well-written script at all. There's moments where, like, it's kind of funny just because how bad the dialogue is, so that has that going for it, but otherwise, still not really good with the dialogue. And then, also, another bad, the generic tropes. I mean, you pretty much can predict this movie
From the trailers and as you're watching the movie by itself. So, and it's just, yeah, unoriginal in that way.
Now, that is just my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Now, with that being said, let's just bring out the Grinch, a frown meter. And this is, unfortunately, a frown of disappointment. And I will give the review a C+. Don't get me wrong, it's watchable. It's watchable. I think most families will have a fun time with it. But will you love it as much as other Christmas movies? Probably not. So, yeah, I pretty much knew what I was expecting with this one. But I did, to be fair, expect a lot worse. I expected, like, terrible movie. And this one's just okay. It's okay. But that is, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, that is just the Grinch's thoughts on the Red One review. Be sure to let me know your thoughts of the movie down below, and stay tuned for another review of mine whenever another Christmas movie drops. So stay tuned for that. But with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one, everybody. Peace.